This is realb.com, and I'm over here with Troublesum with B.R.E.A.D magazine, and we're interviewing today. I wanted to talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Stiletto to the pedal just dropped. How do you feel?
I'm excited. It's been a long awaited, so I'm happy to finally drop it.
You should be. I've been listening to a few songs here and there, and I've been doing my research on you. I'm very excited to do this because I was reading something somewhere where it basically said that there aren't any female artists that have, like, breaked out from Houston.
Right.
Do you think that is going to be you?
Well, I'm praying and believing that'll be me. I know that I'll definitely open the doors for those who come after me. And then in the sense, that's basically in the sense of hip-hop. Because, you know, Beyonce and Kelly Rowland and the whole Destiny's Child movement is from Houston.
Right.
And we, you know, the comrades here, Scarface, Zombie, UGK, you know, but we definitely, it's been a long time coming, and Houston deserves a first lady to represent hip-hop.
I think you're correct when you say that, especially with the music you have. Everything that I've been listening to, it is a little different, and I'm glad that you're not a raunchy or dirty artist or you don't have a lot of negative things to say. I like the fact that your beats are up-tempo, which is cool because it's like club music, and it's something that I can actually listen to on the way to work.
Awesome.
I even noticed that you said that one thing I dug about you is you're trying to be as realistic as you can for realistic women.
Absolutely. I just think that that's what's missing in hip hop in reference to what's going on now as far as female is concerned. I just think that we have one type of music. It's only one lane, and it's catered to a certain audience. And it's cool, you know, we all have those moments. We all want to party. You know, we want to be on our fly tip. But I also think that we need music to represent the women that are struggling, the women that are working 2 jobs and going to college and paying their tuition, and the single mothers that are out there. I think that it needs to be represented on a more vast scale.
Right. Now, you mentioned some big heavy hitters earlier, like B.R.E.A.D and Trey. You've been featured on some of their music, or you've had music with these artists. So I've heard that they're like very early supporters, early on of your music, like not just recently. So what is it like to be where you are, and how does it feel to have that type of support with the caliber of artists as they are?
It feels really good. It's humbling, you know, to be honest, that, you know, men of their pedigree, men of their stature actually reach back and, you know, want to work with me, support, and not just work with me, but support me. And it's all love when I see them. You know what I mean? It's not fake or phony, or it's not like they just started. They've seen me grind all these years here, and they actually believe in me. So that's, like I said, it's very humbling.
How long have you been in the industry?
I've been rapping since I was 15. I've been doing it professional as far as, like, taking the craft seriously, trying to pursue it as a career, like 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in Houston?
I moved to Houston when I was 13.
Okay, so you've been there, like, just about as long as you've been rapping.
Yeah, right. I was here when I was young, and then my father he took over a church in Central Texas, so relocated to Central Texas when I was about maybe 2 or 3.
And I noticed you're from Belton. I actually grew up in the Fort Hood area, so I'm really familiar with, like, that area, which is kind of trickled down with some of the Houston influences. So, like, I don't think you're very far off with where you are. I'm liking the fact that right now you're going to be, or you're featured on the new album for B.R.E.A.D, so you will be having some pretty much major distribution going on with the songs that you have with him. And where did the name Troublesum derive from?
Well, it came from Tupac's Troublesum 96 record. and my sister actually gave it to me. It was a time when I was kind of, I guess, going through a change. The whole environment changed for us. My parents were going through a divorce. You know, the income bracket changed. So I was in a different type of scene. And I started getting into, I guess, a little trouble. And I've never been the one to back down. I'm not a confrontational person or a bully, but I do not back down. And because of that, I think a lot of people, or a lot of the people that I got in conflict with, were surprised by that, because I'm such a small woman. And I would kind of like always fight back. I wasn't just about to bark. I bit back. So I started getting into a little bit of trouble, and then my sister heard the song, and she was like, "That's you. You're troublesome. You're troublesome." And I kind of like, I kind of took it as a compliment, because I'm like a fanatic when it comes to pot. So I just took the name and I ran with it, and I've been troublesome ever since. But more so now, I'm troublesome in the sense that I go against the grain. I don't compromise or fold to what the industry wants, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not on a national level. I don't compromise my self-respect. Like I said, I don't go against the grain. So I'm troublesome in that sense.
I definitely feel you. Okay, I see here. You also go by Teflon Diva.
Right. That name was given to me by my bro, Corey Moe.
Okay.
And, he calls me, once again, I really have a slick mouth. So he calls me Teflon Diva because, I'm a girl's girl. You know how you have some dudes who are man's man? I'm a woman's woman. You know what I mean? I represent, I look good, for the ladies. I feel like I'm their, what is it called? Their logo. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he was like, you're so slick and you got this little attitude. You're a Teflon Diva. So I took it around with it. So I was like, yeah, I'm a Teflon Diva. I'll take that.
I can definitely see that. I see where the troublesome fits into the industry. Like I said, with the music, I can hear you. And even with the acceptance in Atlanta, I love Atlanta because they love party music and they love fun music. So
right.
I read something in there where you were saying, like, Houston is home, so, it's like when you go out, it's not the same appreciation. What is that like to...
I love Houston, and I'm not saying that they don't love me back. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's just like, for instance, I'll give you this analogy. Say you put on something really fly and you're looking good, and you go out with your girls. And you're out, and this dude will compliment you. Oh, you look fly. Your hair is just beat. Your kicks are tough. But when you left the house, your dude was like, yeah, you look good. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. It's like, I think they get too comfortable. You know what I mean? Well, when you go somewhere else, and they're not used to seeing you, or they only see you sporadically, so when they do get an opportunity to see you or watch you perform, they embrace that. And I think that's what it is more than anything.
I can respect that. I definitely can understand that because even with what I was reading, I just kind of was like, well, oh wow, like Houston is so big, so I think of it like Atlanta, and Atlanta's so accepting. So I can see if you've been here, if you've grown up or been cultivated in the music industry, how they can be familiar with you, but. Nonetheless, thank you for that. Now, where have you, since your mixtape has dropped, where have you basically been distributing it? Where can I find it at, or where can my readers find it at?
It's on a lot of blogs. I've been getting a lot of support and love. We didn't put a lot of promotion into this particular project, but just on the strength of the core fans and the relationships that I have, and just the whole movement behind it. A lot of blogs have picked it up. It's definitely on Dat Piff. We're about to get it up on Live Mixtape.
Congratulations.
Getting a lot of people more options to actually download it. But yeah, so those are the places that they can, check it out, download it, listen, give me some feedback. And I was in a really good place when I completed the album, when I was writing the album. I was happy, things were going good, you know. So yes, that's why it's a lot of upbeat, feel good party tunes.
What's
But
your
the
favorite
next
song off of the mixtape?
my favorite song on the mixtape is I think Power Circle. And the reason why I say, well, I have two actually. Maybe is like my favorite, just because of what I'm talking about on the record. Because I get asked those questions so much. So when Willie Stack sent me over that beat, it was like, yes, I can finally explain to everyone at once. And if they ask me it again, I can send them to this particular record to listen to. So maybe it's like one of my favorite songs on the album. I'm actually gearing up to do a video for that joint, and then Power Circle is like a close runner up. And I like Power Circle because of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in particular when you're in a power circle, and you have your disciples, and then amongst your disciples you're gonna have a Judas. You're gonna have someone that's gonna be quick to sell you out. And it's unfortunate, but it's life. But what my dad has always taught me that, you don't pay attention to the Judas. You really focus on your Peters and your Matthews, because Judas is gonna hang himself.
Right.
So I kind of like talk about the power circle. I kind of talk about the backstabbing and about, just rising above all the bullshit with my stiletto to the pedal, till I get to the finish line.
I definitely hear that. I also hear that you donate a lot of time to giving back to the community. A lot of organizations, nonprofit ones, charities, and things like that. Where are some places that we can find you in Houston, or if we're coming to Houston, where can we look for you at some of these places?
Well, with the charity events, it's just whatever's happening, wherever a need needs to be met, and I'm available. I'm there. I'm really close to the AIDS movement because of because I lost my half brother to HIV/AIDS, so that's something close to heart. I've seen what the actual virus can do to someone, how they deteriorate. So that's something that's really close to my heart. But my sister has a charity. It's GNO, and that's basically for women and children that I assist her with. And like I said, just basically we're mind presence, or if I can meet a need, I'm there.
Definitely understand that, and with the power that you have in the music industry, I definitely I'm enjoying hearing that. So you even have time to give back in the midst of all the time that you have to put into your craft and everything.
I think it's so important. I think it's important to give back. I do believe it's better to give than receive, because if you have an opportunity to give, then that means you're in a position of power. You're in a position of being a help to someone else. You're not on the receiving end, you're on the giving end. That means God has positioned you to be a blessing to someone else. I also think that it's good because it keeps you humble. It lets you know that there are people that, are still struggling and are still going through it. So you can't really feel yourself too much, because it's a reality check,
I definitely think so. So I definitely heard the inspiration from Tupac Shakur. I'm hearing a little bit of, or about Jimi Hendrix. And one thing that sparked me was the Clark sisters. So
yes.
You're very eclectic when it comes to the music that influences you ultimately.
Absolutely. I love the Clark sisters. If I'm not writing, or if I'm not writing or anything like that, I listen to a lot of contemporary Christian, gospel, pop. I very seldom listen to hip hop if I'm not writing, or if I'm not in that mode or working or whatever. I listen to old school, you know what I mean? I listen to blues. I thrive from all aspects of music. But yeah, I think it's you have to go back to your roots, and that's where I'm rooted from. So that's where I pull my inspiration from.
And you're very gorgeous. I'm actually watching the blogs
Oh,
that you do, some of the blogs that you're on promoting your
oh,
mixtape. You're doing a lot of work, and you have a lot of people supporting you. So congratulations just for everything
thank
you've
you
done so
so much.
far.
Thank
I
you.
personally think you'll be one of the ones breaking out from Houston because the lineup is
Oh,
crazy. I was looking at the lineup that you put out there from Bun B, Trey, Slim Thug, Power Wall, Zero, all these artists, and they're all males. So we've had a few. I think y'all had like Brooke Valentine who came out, and she's been very successful on a musical level. But as far as a female rapper or MC, I'm definitely waiting to see what you do this year.
well, I'll be shooting another film next week, I believe. I'm just making like they basically they're wrapping up the movie and they wanted me to do they said a cameo, but I don't believe I'm on that big of a status to make a cameo in the movie. But nonetheless, I'm definitely going to do that. So I'm always auditioning. I'm always doing workshops, just working on my craft as an actress. And I'm just embracing all the opportunities that come from me, trying to set a good example, for the young girls, because I think that we give them enough of the things not to do, and I think in this day and age that we kind of glorify, of what a woman should not be instead of what a woman should be. And I'm
Okay.
not perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't say that to say that I'm perfect and everyone else is not. That's not what I'm saying because I'm far from perfect. But what I'm saying is that if I can kind of show them a different route, that it's not all about the outer. You don't have to be a certain way or wear your clothes, or show everything. You can be sexy and you can still be, have class and you can still be successful. That's what I kind of want to show. Or that's kind of what I want to do for the young girls. But again, I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. But like I said, I would like to give them another way to look at things. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I dig the fact that you're so positive with that. So I hope you continue and you push on to go through all the barriers that you've already succeeded in breaking through. Because even with you being, like you said, as small as you are, you definitely have a major bark. So even shows with Rick Ross, like once again, Bun B, Trey, Chameleonaire, like even with Trina.
Right.
Trina's one of the most recent artists that I love as a rapper, and there hasn't been anything, in my opinion, that's been recently as major as Trina. So maybe you will be the eye opener that not only Houston will receive, but internationally.
Well, that's what I'm praying for. That's what I'm working towards. So, and that's what I believe. That's what I believe. I just think that we need to give it a little bit more variety, and I just think that the industry needs to be open enough to receive variety because when it comes to female, especially rap artists, they kind of want to put us in a box, and they want to just revamp the last female rapper that was out. And you have
Right.
all these, and you have all these different types of male artists. You have your parties, your Waka Flocka, then you have your Kendrick Lamars, and you just have such a variety. And I think when it comes to women, we kind of like limit. We want to just make them a certain way, my opinion. So I just kind of want to like break the mold out of that. And in the process, I hope to work with some of these women. I salute all of them because all of them paved the way for artists like myself. Not taking away anything that any of them have done because they, paved the way for artists like myself. So, but I just think that it needs to be more lanes.
I read somewhere that you would want to work with Jay-Z. That's one of your.
Absolutely.
Why would you choose Jay-Z out of all the people in the industry to work with?
Out of all the people, well, really Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar. to be honest with you. But out of all the people, I just admire Jay-Z. I admire him as an artist and as a businessman. You know, I admire how his marketing and you know, he's just very, when you listen to his work overall, not just the current album or the latest album, when you listen to his body of work, the concept that he comes up with, the stories that he tells, the way that he puts his bars together. I mean, he's just talented, you know. And I know for a fact when you surround yourself with talented, creative people, it rubs off on you, it meshes with you. You know, you get this, you're in this environment to create and to be free. And I just think he's dope. I would love to work with him. He's like right now, him and Kendrick Lamar are like my favorite rappers right now.
I dig that. I can say the same for me as well. But when I read that, I was like, wow, what an eye-opener, because he's a very great artist to maneuver in a sense of time, craft, and how patience and success can very much go hand in hand for what you want. And longevity is definitely his middle name. So
absolutely, and what I like about him is that he has been true to himself. He never had to do the auto-tune thing, or he never had to do no pop that song, or he just was always true to himself, and it worked. It worked. He still went platinum. You know what I mean? He still had #1 records. He never folded to the trend or to what was working for everyone else, despite maybe taking a break off and coming back. He was always true to himself, and I think that's important when we're in the age of microwave talent. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're in an age of, you know, one-hit wonders. Let's just throw something out there. We're in an age of, you know, a sensational generation where everybody wants to be famous. You know, so is when you see someone who's consistent at being who they are, I mean, you just have to look at that and admire them, because it's so hard to be in this business and not conform.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's difficult. I would be a liar if I said it was easy. It's difficult not to conform because it's always changing. And I'm not saying don't change and don't evolve into something better, but I'm saying just the fact that he's true to who he is. So I would want to, you know, because of all those qualities, I would want to work with him.
Now, for my lovely readers, where can they find information and projects you're working on, the mixtape specifically? Is this all plugged to your website? What are your social networks?
Absolutely. It's TroublesumeOnline.com. You know, you can holler at a star on Twitter at Troublesum. That's TROUBLESUM. On Instagram, it's looking for the number 4, Trouble. I'm currently working on my next project. Hopefully it'll be out around second quarter. I'm throwing some names around. I haven't, you know, really picked out one yet, but I am working on some names, and like I said, I'm in the process of shooting maybe video, so hopefully we'll have that out soon. But that's basically it. I'm just staying busy, always auditioning, you know, just keeping myself relevant.
Definitely. And is there anything that you want to end off this wonderful interview that we've conducted today for your readers? Any information that you want to throw out there?
I really want to thank you guys for taking the time out to support, you know, to interview me, to support the movement, and to help me put it on a larger scale. And really, Stiletto to the Pedal is about mashing on the gas, and it's about not letting off until we, and I say we because it's not just about me. This is a diva, a boss chick, you know. This is a movement for us. So it's not letting off until we get to the finish line. So it's just, I'm all about, you know, girl power. You know what I mean? I'm all about the beautiful ones, and that's not an out. I don't say that as an outer appearance thing, because the inside is so important. And I think a lot of time, a lot of people judge it outside, and it's so much going on the inside that you would never know. But I just say that we're gonna keep the stiletto to the pedal, and the movement is definitely moving, and I just look forward to the continued success.
Definitely, and congratulations with your current success. I pray that you have many more things to for accomplishment.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to actually, I'll send you a direct message a little later tonight or tomorrow, and I'll send you my email so if you want to plug any information or if you have any videos or bloops or whatever. We definitely can keep it going, and putting it up on the site is never a problem. So,
thank you for that. And I had no idea you were. I had no idea you were a female. I just knew this was gonna be a dude I was talking to.
I just actually changed my profile picture because some chick went all mad because I had a halter top picture on. And she's like, oh, when you say you do all this and you're not, basically I'm in my picture this way or whatever. And not that it bothered me, but I wanted to actually put the magazine covers up. And a lot of people actually think that I'm Lux. So when I get online, they totally, forget about the real B.com part. But I may actually keep it because it's been a ploy. A lot more people have been conducting more business with me with the image.
Absolutely.
I've actually kept it up the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's dope. I just knew you were, but it's dope. I like I said, I love to see females in any position in this entertainment doing their thing, because I think that we need to have more of that, And not only do we need to have more of that, but we need to be able to come together and work together, and be sincere about handling business, because it's going to take more than one person. It's going to take a whole village of us. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And we all have
that's a plus. That's a definite plus.
But I'm going to wrap up because my phone's actually going to die, and I do not want that to happen before I close off, log into recording. But I'll send you some contact information. You can definitely keep up with me.
Okay. And are you in Houston?
No, I'm actually in San Antonio, but I will be there in a couple of weeks with Lux. So hopefully I'll be meeting you soon, either prior to All-Star Weekend or during All-Star Weekend sometime.
Dope. That'll be dope.
Okay. All right, but if there's not anything else, I am going to wrap this up. This is B.R.E.A.D.com. We're here with Troublesum with B.R.E.A.D Magazine.